So somehow my goats got loose last night, which doesn't make any sense because I have them tied to this tree like this with this carabiner between their leashes. She's hooked to the purple leash. Hey, Chelsea. And Angie's hooked to this blue leash. She's not here right now. I put Angie back with her babies. She's with her babies during the day, and she sleeps here with Chelsea at night. And I was like, oh my gosh, I just saw them. Somehow this wasn't hooked on, and they were just hooked with this together and just like wandering around my property like that. They were actually at my front door waiting for me to come milk them. Huh, troublemakers. And I don't even know how that's possible. Like, for real, how do you like get out of this with unhooking this but keeping this hooked together? Like, that makes no sense to me. I don't understand how that could be done. I mean, I've got her on a tighter collar. That black collar is a little bit tighter on her than the red. The orange collar is a breakaway collar. The black collar is an actual dog collar. Because she's tethered to this, I don't want her to be able to slide out of her collar. So she's in a tighter collar. But I don't know how they accomplished that. So when I saw that they were loose, I thought, okay, let's figure out how they got out. And I can't figure that out. This was still hooked to the tree just like normal. Nothing had changed. This is roped around it. And that was the only thing undone. So I'm like, that makes no sense. I have no idea how that was accomplished. And then next is like, okay, what damage did they do? Well, over here is their feed. You see that? That has hay in it. That has grains in it for milking. Well, they ate a lot of it. They ate like most of the hay out of the bucket and half that trash can of grains. So they ate well of their own stuff. But Chelsea's only looking like a normal weight. Like, I don't think she actually really went to town, but Angie was looking pretty fat, so I think Angie did all the damage. And then I wandered around the garden to see what other damage is done. So I will take you around with me and I'll show you the damage that got done when my goats got loose during the night. Little turds. You're lucky that I love you. Okay, this is the potatoes. Well, the potatoes were doing really well, and they ate probably the top 2 inches, 3 inches off of them. They trimmed them down. The potatoes are still fine, but the problem with them eating the potatoes is that these potato tops are actually, they're like a toxin. So that's not good. We'll have to see how Angie manages. Hopefully, Angie only, see, some of these ones have not been eaten. This one's been eaten, this one's been eaten. Some of those back there have been chopped off. So it looks like she just kind of grazed it real quick and then left it alone. So hopefully she ate enough other foods that it won't be too toxic and it'll just come through like normal. She's acting like normal and she's just really fat. She's not bloated, because I've dealt with bloat before and I've dealt with animals eating toxic things they weren't supposed to before. So far she looks completely fine, but I'll keep a really close eye on her because potato, greens, and potatoes are not, they're poisonous for goats. So that's important to keep an eye on. She did eat my Viking aronia bush to nothing. There's still a couple leaves. This is such a bad lighting spot. There we go. This was much taller, like, you know, here. So she ate probably the top foot off of it and then all the leaves except for a couple. So hopefully the plant will be okay. There's just a few leaves that are, this is pretty much the only 2 leaves that are like fully intact. So hopefully that guy comes back because I was really excited about that one. They didn't really do much more damage other than one thing that hits hard and deep. You ready to feel this heartbreak? I don't know if you realize what these are and what they were, but here you'll know. My roses, the ones I've been trying for 4 years to get to grow, they murdered them. This was Angie. I know it because Angie has grazed. Oh, look at that. Oh, I don't know if I can save these. I really hope I can, but she just ripped them both out of the ground and ate all the leaves that were growing on them. They were like really pretty and filling out, growing really well, and then she ripped them out. Freaking jerk. I love having goats, I really do, but sometimes they do things that feel very personal. Like, this feels so personal. Just like, oh my gosh, my baby roses. Like, they can sense what would make you the most upset and they just like go for that. I know they don't really, but it feels like that sometimes when You work really hard and they ate all the new growth off of it and then ripped it out of the ground